What's up, YouTube? This is Cassio with CASSIO Logic. I'm here with Precyce PolitiX.
What's good? What's going on, world?
And Precyce is an upcoming MC from Brooklyn, New York, and he lives right now in North Carolina. And he's been good enough to sit and have an interview with me. And I'm honored to have you here, Precyce.
Oh man, the honor's all mine, man. Thank you for having the, just letting me come through and speak my mind. CASSIO Logic, definitely a great channel. Thank you to all of the viewers that are viewing this right now. That's going to share it, all of that stuff. I mean, I'm honored. I'm just happy to be here, man.
Thank you, Cyce. So I wanted to ask you about your life in Brooklyn. Well, before you started rapping, before you started doing music, you were basically, someone who lived in Brooklyn, New York. So I'm very curious about how was your life in Brooklyn, New York?
Born and raised in Brooklyn, 2016 Regent Place. Definitely, I was different, always different. So it was kind of hard. Always had these, always had glasses for as long as I can remember. Big Coke bottle joints when I first started, wearing them. Little skinny kid, had a super high voice before the puberty hit. So I got bullied, I actually learned how to fight through being bullied and through my brothers and through a couple of my friends. I had really good friends too on the block. But it was a crazy place, man. I mean, bullying started way before people started talking about it now. But we just handled it differently. Like back then, I was taught to, you had to use these. And whether you took the loss or you got the win, I mean, you got your respect because you threw down. I kind of wish things would go back to the way they were, but it is what it is. I definitely don't miss being bullied, but, I really wouldn't change anything because it taught me what I knew, what I know now. You hear it in my music, you see it in my walk, you hear it in my talk. Everything is just, I was born and raised in Brooklyn, and I'm always Brooklyn, but I represent NC too, so.
Why are you here in North Carolina, in NC?
The reason why I'm in NC is because, I kind of grew up here too. It takes a crazy situation to make you kind of grow up fast. And, my mother and father, they were both diagnosed with cancer at the same time, and they lived down here. So I pretty much dropped everything and just came down here to be with them, to make sure that they was all right, help them. Cancer can be expensive too. So, we all just pulled together and we just held each other down. I learned a lot about myself as well as about cancer and about the strength of my parents. And, thank God they're both in remission now. And I decided to stay in North Carolina. Like, I go back and forth, but I decided to stay in North Carolina because I feel like it's a better life for me now, I don't want my son or my daughter to grow up the way I grew up, So I'm trying my best to lay a good foundation, and I feel like North Carolina is a good foundation. It's a good place for me to lay my foundation.
So, about your music, what style of music would you say you did, or what kind of, how would you classify yourself as an MC?
Pretty much, definitely a writer. I love to write. I'm always writing. I know every artist probably says that, but to me it's really important. It's how I deal with things. It's therapeutic, it's cathartic, whatever you want to call it. I think that I'm the type of artist that will give you straight bars, that'll give you just, mood music too. If you're feeling a certain way, I got certain songs that's gonna help you, get that. If it's frustration, if it's anger, if you're trying to reminisce about how things used to be, or if you just want to hear just straight bars, just straight lyrics. I mean, that's the kind of artist I am. I'm not really a club bouncer, not a drug dealer, not a super gangster. I'm just me. I'm a hip hop head, but I'm a nerd too. It's like, I can tell you how things go down on the block, but I can also tell you, the Contra code, or I can tell you my Xbox Live name. It's like, I'm just me, and that's what I bring. I bring the beauty of individuality. You be yourself, you stand for what you stand for, You do what you do. If you take the L, you take the L. If you get the W, you get the W. But don't let it change you. I mean, you know, make sure that you learn from the situation. And that's just the kind of artist I am, man. Just bringing the real hip hop to people. And my definition of real hip hop might be different from yours, but you know, that's what makes this art so beautiful and so wonderful.
So I'm really happy, you know, that you're here, and I'm really happy about your music. I actually have a copy of the Kryptonian Thought Patterns album by Precyce PolitiX. I have my own copy. He was nice enough to come, and he was nice enough to sign. Sign my my copy of KTP. So I'm really, you know, thankful of that.
Thank you for being interested.
So what exactly started you? What started you? What was the spark that ignited, you know, your love for rap, and what was it that got you on the path to become the MC that you're trying to be right now?
Well, straight question actually. I was always, you know, being on the block, I was always seeing things that I shouldn't have seen. Couldn't really talk to anybody about it because, you know, I just wasn't really that tight to run around and tell what I knew. I mean, my dad always taught me, you know, quiet is kept. And then my brothers pretty much translated that into street knowledge and said, don't snitch, don't rat on nobody. You know, you see something, you keep it to yourself, because if not, I can get you, you know what I'm saying? So basically I had this book, and it's like my mother, it's like she knew that I was gonna be a writer. It's like she knew I had things that I couldn't talk to even her about. So like she bought me this book, and started out as poetry. Then it went to a journal entry or two. Then it went back to poetry. I've always had this love for music. So, you know, I was always listening to all types of different forms of music. Even then, I knew music was special to me. And then I heard Showbiz and AG Next Level. Now that was back in the day when you got the cassettes, you got the singles on cassette.
Yeah.
Go to the record store, you wait in line, you get that joint, you know. So I got the joint. Ran home, played it again, because my brother, he was a jerk. Like I love him to death, but he was a jerk. He would let me borrow his cassette tape. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, you know I love you, bro, but you was a jerk. You know what I'm saying? But I caught the Next Level single. I caught the B-side instrumental, and it was on from there. I was like, oh, it came with an instrumental, great. Started writing. I wrote my first real rhyme to that. I think it was like 12 bars. It was probably like straight garbage, but you gotta start somewhere. You gotta start. And that's what really started me, man. That song right there. You know what I'm saying? Then I started listening to other hip hop. So my brother I started listening to hip hop. It was like, okay, cool. Listen to this, listen to that. And they started schooling me to the game. And everything else, baby, is just history. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, that's cool, man. Sorry your brother was such a jerk.
Nah, that's cool. I mean, you know, everybody got one. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, if you ask him, he probably be like, yeah, my little brother's a jerk. So, you know, it is what it is.
All right. So, kind of just want to ask, you know, if there's more you can tell us about the album, about KTP. Like, you know, why is it called Kryptonian Thought Patterns? What actual, you know, what does that actually signify? You know?
Well, to be Kryptonian, to me, it's not all about capes and tights. I told you I was a nerd, but it's not all about capes and tights. I pretty much just took something that I loved and tried my best to try to incorporate what I believe in with it. To be Kryptonian is to be, you know, strong enough to rise above the influences. Pretty much, you know, Precyce PolitiX, since we're gonna dive into the EP, Precyce PolitiX is the guy that's actually trying to live right, actually trying to, you know, be the type of guy that is just doing everything he's supposed to do when he's supposed to do it. Frankie Needles is the alter ego, and he's the guy that most people can relate to. He's all about vengeance. He's all about negativity. He's all about, you know, if you get angry, go ahead and handle that. You know, if somebody does you bodily harm, you go ahead and take it to them. Frankie's about the the darker side that people don't like to talk about, or maybe sometimes people talk about too much. The thing about Kryptonian thought patterns, the title, is because I'm actually switching up thought patterns in the EP. I don't want to give away too much, but it's like this. You can hear verses and songs that are definitely precise, and you can hear the exact moment when Frankie Needles starts to take over. Definitely a lot of duality. You know, I always tell people to stay Kryptonian. That means, like, you know, try to stay strong, stay above the influences, try to live right, do your thing. There's definitely needles inside of all of us. Definitely a Frankie Needles inside us all. And that's what it's about, man. That's why I named it Kryptonian thought patterns. Just, you know, just the duality of the situation of my life. So if I go through something, I'm gonna write it down. It's gonna be genuine. And depending on what it might be, it could be precise, you know, talking to God. It could be precise, you know, talking about some positive stuff. Then it could be Frankie Needles talking about some negative stuff, you know, talking about street stuff, straight up and down, no holds barred. So that's pretty much why it's called Kryptonian thought patterns, or KTP for short.
Okay, so I listened to this entire album a few times over, as a matter of fact, and I want to share with Precyce PolitiX what my favorite song is, and I never told him. I never told him what it was. He doesn't know what it is.
I'm happy that you have one.
So I'm gonna play it right now because I want you guys to hear it too. My favorite song on this album. Favorite song on this album. You can probably guess what it is. Can you guess which one it is?
Man, no.
No?
No, I'm not, because I don't want to be wrong and hurt.
Alright, so watch out for them.
I love how it starts off like, you know.
I can see you, but I can't touch you. You living in a glass box and it's torture. Never knew how much I really had until I lost you. Maybe if I just would've spoke a little softer. Broken hearted promises, the only thing I offer. How much would it cost you to let me in? I pay that price time and time again. How many times can you crucify me for the same sin? And blame men for all your troubles, you're so broken. I swear to God that I put you back together if you would just let this box open. And I was hoping for the happy ending. I mean actually happily spending a larger part of my life with you. But I'm guessing the way I'm living my life's an issue. And now I'm stressing cause I hate you, but I kinda miss you. But now it's time that I forget you. You living in a glass box. It really hurts for me to see you in that glass box. But sometimes I wanna be you in that glass box. Locked away from the bullshit. At least everything is real and you swear. Thought you might have suffocated in there, but in reality I'd rather be breathing your air instead of what's out here. Real talk.
Dude, I love Glassbox. I mean, no, seriously, that's real talk. Seriously, I love Glassbox. Glassbox is the song that, for me, I can tell listening to it that Precyce PolitiX has an emotional connection with that song. So when I listen to it, you know, I can feel it. And I'm always the kind of person that I really enjoy, you know, more jazzy hip hop, you know, more kind of, you know what I'm saying? I listen to New Jabez, you know, I really like, you know, Pete Rock, CL Smooth, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of a, you know, a kind of a laid back with the, you know, the MCing on top of it. So for me, my favorite song is definitely track number 8, Glassbox. That's my favorite track, you know what I'm saying, on the KTP album.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think, you know, if people pick this album up, you know what I'm saying, they listen to the whole thing, they might agree, or they might have a favorite one of their own. But I'm curious as to what Precyce PolitiX favorite song, favorite track he has on his album.
Oh man,
I'm just curious.
Wow, yo, Glassbox is even hard to listen to, man. It was so emotional. It's definitely a good track though, writing wise. My favorite track on the album, I would have to say, I love all of them, but I would have to say my favorite track is the Glass Cutters. That's with me and my man Troublemaker back home in Brooklyn. It's a really close track to me because that was one of the first like tracks we've done together, and we was like, yo, you know what, we can really do this. And he told me, he said, look, take that track, do whatever you want with it, man. Definitely. I'm a big fan of beat switch ups. I like to have that as kind of a part of my, symbol, like kind of the duality thing, and I love the beat switch up on that. It's actually a tie between that song. I love to listen to that song. My favorite song to perform is Poetry, and that was produced by wonderful producer, my man 20 Grand. His name is Lexjustsodope, and he's just an awesome producer, and he knocked out like 6 joints on this EP. Glass Box is actually a Lexjustsodope joint. Poetry is a Lexjustsodope joint. Glass Cutters is a Treble Maker joint. But my favorite joint to perform, Poetry. My favorite joint to listen to, Glass Cutters, because it makes me reminisce about Brooklyn,
Yeah. I understand. Okay. Well, do you have any new projects in the works right now?
Yes, definitely got something called Last Son of Brooklyn. That's going to drop this year. That's actually going to drop July 18th.
Okay.
And that project's going to it's going to blow you away. I can actually say that. It's going to be a great project. I'm going to speak it now. You guys are going to love it. Takes things back to the day when hip-hop albums were hip-hop albums instead of just a collective of songs and that was it. I mean, you're actually going to feel like you're listening to a great back in the day album. It's going to make you feel like, man, this is music right here. If you're a fan of that type of thing. So that's what I got coming out. Dropping a new single called Shells and Lasers, again produced by Lexjustsodope. We are going to have a project together, me and Lex. It's going to be called Needles and Dope. And I'm just going to keep working on my music, man. I mean, I just got a lot of new stuff out there coming out. Collabos, just wait and watch and listen, most importantly.
Okay, so what would you say that you're actually trying to do with your music? What would you say that your end goal is, your ultimate goal with your music? What are you actually trying to do?
I'm trying to be a legend. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I want to be that guy that's in barbershop conversations. I want to have a following of hip hop heads that's like, yo, Precyce is the truth. Or dudes might actually debate, like, yo, you know what, Precyce is not in my top 5. Like, I want debates about me. I want to have that respect. Money, yeah, that's cool. Like I said before, I make money no matter what I do, whether it's with rapping or with my 9 to 5. And I actually do have a 9 to 5. I'm not on the corner slinging. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, everything is 100 with me. I want to be an actor. I want to branch out to acting, and I want to discover new talent. Like, I want to be the one to give people like me a chance, because there's so much more talent in the streets than there is in the industry, and that's in everything, sports, music, anything. There's just more talent in the streets. That's just how I feel about it. So I would love to discover talent, make other people's dreams come true while making mine come true. I want to be the one to inspire, the one that's going to change the game. I mean, if God feels like I'm going to change the game, if that's how God has it, then by all means, let his will be done. But I would like to be the one that inspires the MC that changes the game. So when they interview him or her, and they say, okay, you're quadruple platinum or you're diamond and you changed the game, who were some of your influences? Then they can say, Precyce PolitiX was definitely an influence. And to me, that would be so dope. Like, that would be great. Like, I don't want to be the actual giant slayer. I want to be the rock that David uses to slay Goliath. You know what I'm saying? I want to be the tool that he uses. I don't have to be the giant slayer per se. So that's my feeling about that.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, wow. No, that's
my bad.
No, that's good. That's really profound. You know what I'm saying? I never heard someone put something like that before.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about inspiring, man. It's like, if I got my flame and I light your candle, while your candle burns, you still have my flame too. So I'm still burning. I'm still living through you because I inspired and helped you out. And you take that same flame and you help somebody else out, you know, with their stuff, and then your flame will forever burn. They're not going to forget about you, and you will reach that legendary status, which is what I'm going to be. I'm going to be a legend. I mean, whether I sell 1 million records or whether my project goes double trash bag, I'm going to be a legend. I'm going to keep grinding. You're going to hear me all the time. I'm telling you.
Word.
So.
Oh, that's what's up. So, all right. So we spoke about your album, KTP. We spoke about your upcoming project, Son of Brooklyn, set to release July the 18th.
July 18th, Lord willing, man. That's what I'm trying to do, because the area code for Brooklyn is 718. July 18th, 718. Yeah. We're gonna keep doing that.
Dude, that's no, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool.
Thanks.
All right. So if there was anything you could tell someone who was up and coming as an independent artist who wanted to come up, you know, and possibly, you know, do what you're doing right now, what kind of advice would you have for someone like that?
Get your paperwork right. Make sure you have everything that you're supposed to have. ASCAP, BMI, your business name. You're gonna get a business account. How are you gonna do this? LLC, C Corp, S Corp. Or are you gonna do this as a sole prop? All of that. Have all of that correct. Always believe in yourself, even when others don't. Even when you feel like you're not getting enough credit. Even when you feel like you're getting too much credit. Even if you feel like nobody's listening, still believe in yourself. Still put your music out. And never sleep on the next man. Because that man's hustle can actually help your hustle if you do it right. You know what I'm saying? And last but not least, man, keep God first. Like, always keep God first, you know? And pretty much what I'm gonna say to that is, whatever God you believe in, whatever you believe in, you know, the thing in common is faith. Just keep your faith, keep faith in yourself, keep faith in your craft, keep faith in your team if you got a team. You just have to know that you're doing what you want to do, and you have to also know that you're not going to get rich overnight. You got to know you're not going to blow up overnight. If you want to be an overnight sensation, good luck to you. And you might be an overnight sensation, who knows? But a lot of times overnight sensations, they're gone the next night, you know? So work for longevity, respect those that have longevity, and try your best to become one of those who have that longevity and pass it down knowledge-wise to others that are coming up. And always remain humble. Always remain humble, because there's somebody out there that's better than you. Trust me on that one. Yeah.
Okay, no, that's cool. So, is there anything else that you want to say before we close the interview out?
You can pick up Kryptonian Thought Patterns. Pretty much you can pick that up, physical copy or digital. You can download it on iTunes. You can download it on GooglePlay. You can check it out on Spotify. You can get it from Amazon. You can get it from Rhapsody. You know.
For those who are watching this on mobile phones, or for those who want to have an easy way to access these sites, I will put these sites in my description below this video.
Yep. Last Son of Brooklyn is going to drop July 18th. Shells and Lasers, first single that's going to come off of that. That's going to be coming out real soon. Definitely going to keep you in the loop with that. And that's pretty much it for me, man. I'm just saying thank you so much for watching this. Thank you so much for having me. To everybody listening to my music, thank you so much. To those that really want to call themselves fans, I love you. I really appreciate you very much. Every fan counts. Every view counts. Every listen counts. Every share counts. You know, word of mouth is the best advertisement. Just keep talking about me, man. Just, you know, keep supporting me. I really appreciate you very much. And every one of you, I'm not going to disappoint you with this last Son of Brooklyn album. Trust me.
Well, that's all the time I have for today. Stay tuned for more information about Last Son of Brooklyn and its release. And for just $10, you could have your very own personalized signed copy of Kryptonian Thought Patterns. Share the video, like, comment, and subscribe to CASSIO Logic. Thank you all for joining us. I hope you all have a happy 2016. And as always, don't believe the hype. Peace.
So dope.